Welcome back. It's your business. It is a Friday. Mr. Ron Nelson, Nelson Commercial Real Estate is here. And let's just talk bold this morning. Because,
bold, huh?
Yeah, we've got people out there that think they know about some things.
Yeah.
That they don't want to admit they don't know, and they could get in trouble, particularly if they're trying to do a lease. That might be a pretty good example, and does that give you a nice lead-in?
That's a good lead-in, and you said bold, and I mean, I just learned something about you moments ago listening on the radio coming in, and I had to harass you off mic when we came in. Guy that shoots 35 can be bold. You know, I've never shot a 35 on a real course, you know, maybe a putt-putt or something like that. But, but it's, and we talked about the mindset a little bit, Bill, of, you know, people, commercial real estate. I don't know what it is about properties, but a lot of people just kind of like to strut their stuff like they know what they're talking about, like it's a big deal. And, okay, it might be a big deal, but you don't need to strut yourself around like a peacock thinking you know something if you don't. And it's okay to ask questions, but you know, there's all these terms. Every industry has their terms, their acronyms, you know, and so forth.
Let me set one other guideline up.
Yeah,
for this.
yeah.
Now, Ron Nelson is going to tell you what this really means. Now, if you were getting ready to do business with somebody that knew you didn't know, think about what it might cost you.
Well, and we'll give real-world examples. So I'll just, you said let's go back and forth, so let's just have some fun with
Absolutely.
the unrehearsed.
It is completely.
But a couple of these terms I'm talking about, triple net or NNN, CAM, not to be confused with CAP or CPI. These are all terms that we just interchangeably use, and I'll just drop them in a conversation, or people in our industry will to a non-industry person, and we all kind of think we know what we're talking about, and the guy that doesn't want to look stupid just kind of nods his head like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, when, in fact, they may not. So, Bill, if I asked you, what would the monthly rent be on a 1,000 square foot property that's priced at $12 a foot triple net?
$1,200.
No. So let's just back up a little bit. And I'm setting you up. I'm messing with you.
But I will tell you, I have been through this drill.
Uh-huh.
And when I was really active in residential real estate, I would go to a John Egan, a Ken Dunlap, a Tony Bachman, and say, okay, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And they would answer it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have any of those three sitting beside me right now to do.
Yeah.
So I would have been wrong then, and I would be wrong this morning because I don't know. And I've been in real estate 17 years.
Yeah, you know, and so people kind of run off half-cocked thinking they understand this, and, it's $1,200 a month, you know, and so you kind of plug that into your whatever little business model that you're, you know, working, and guess what? Your information is wrong. I'll throw you a couple of, or we'll extrapolate, you know, that case study that I just laid out when I said $12 a square foot. Okay, how often does that occur? You know, in other words, some people say, so when you say $12 a foot, is that a monthly rate? $12 a month or $12 a year? You know, fair question. It's silly if you think about it. If you do the real math, $12 for 1,000 feet would be $12,000 a year, or $12,000. So that would be monthly if it were every month. So that would be $144,000 a year for 1,000 square feet. Impossible. So we're talking generally, when you say $12 a foot, we're talking $12 per square foot, and the silent part is per year. Per year. So, but then the other thing I said was triple net. So what triple net means, and this is, you see an NNN sometimes.
That's not a three-point shot.
No, nope. People get confused, and they'll see two properties, one at $12 a square foot, the other at $12 triple net. Okay to ask the difference. I ask the difference as a 30-year veteran because not all brokers, not all owners understand this. Brokers generally do, but they say the wrong thing even, and so they're not even sure what they're advertising. So you always have to understand what that is. In simple terms, triple net is the breakdown of the operating expenses. They're separated out from the rent, generally in commercial transactions, and here's the reason why. Things change. We have a problem right now in Sioux Falls this year, and it's just coming to light. And the triple net charges are way high. I mean, give you an example. we'll see triple net charges in the $4 to $5 a square foot range typically. So in other words, if I say a property is $12 a square foot, triple net, there's another $4 a square foot on top of that. Am I getting too technical here?
No, but I think what you're saying is, don't think you know it.
Well, just ask.
You've got to ask.
Find out, because right now, you said $1,200 a month. Well, guess what? Yeah. There's another $4 a foot.
I couldn't call a friend.
Yeah, there's $4,000 a year more than that for operating expenses. That the triple net means the operating expenses are on top of that. And if you don't know to ask that, again, you're going to run off half-cocked with wrong information and the wrong number and making the wrong projections. So, again, just an important thing to understand. But expanding on why we are very high right now in terms of triple net charges. Well, all these charges are, and let me break down the triple nets. And loosely, the 3 N's stand for taxes, insurance, and maintenance, or another acronym I'll drop in on you, CAM. You know what CAM stands for?
CAM?
Yeah, CAM. So I said maintenance. So if you're in a strip center, the CAM stands for common area maintenance. So obviously, you've got a parking lot in your strip center. Last winter especially, you really wanted that thing plowed, and you wanted it plowed on a timely basis. So your 8 inches of snow we got the night before wasn't there for your customers the next morning.
And they don't slip walking in.
So you are charged for those expenses. Well, guess what? They fluctuate. Why is that? Because it snows more some years than others. I mean, that's kind of the biggest fluctuation. Last year, we had record snowfall. And again, you are paying with these triple net charges the actual costs. So there was actually a lot of snow to move last year, and it actually cost quite a bit to do that. And now it's creating heartburn in July. People are going, why are these triple net charges so high? Well, it's retroactive to last year's snow removal costs, and they kind of spread those out over the year. You know, they adjust them every year as they know the total for the year. So anyway, just some terms that I thought today, and I asked you this morning. I said, do we talk about this too much? Because, you know,
I think the audience is looking for 2 or 3 things from us. Anything that might be affecting them or their neighborhood, or something that maybe they would like to shop or be able to include, or to actually learn what the heck commercial real estate is all about. And we have to be careful we don't give them the 4-level course rather than the 101 course.
Well, right. And that's all. This is kind of 101 stuff, but the reason I talk about it a lot is because every single day people that I would expect would know this don't, you know. And why is that? Because they don't want to look stupid, you know. And again, just don't worry about that. Just ask questions. You know, we always hear the phrase,
you don't know about medicine. You don't know about other areas, but it's all right to ask questions.
We always hear the phrase, no such thing as a dumb question. And certainly when it pertains to, you know, property matters, big bucks, you know, can be
it's your
at stake, and it's your bucks. And so, you know, ask us, ask the professional, ask your broker, but, you know, just make sure you know, and it's okay to like spell it out, write it out, and just ask somebody, okay, now the way I'm calculating it, I'm coming up with this. Is that accurate? You know, just so you know, and just so there's no ambiguity there.
Somebody that is coming in wanting to buy a property, do you take them through this kind of language?
Every single time.
And do you give them something in writing or send them to a website or send them to a site that maybe they have information that they can understand? Because sometimes they're going to forget what you said.
Right.
Even if they take great notes.
That's a great question. And no, I don't. I'm afraid of the internet because there's too many, you know, too much bad information out there.
Well, if it's not the internet, what do they do?
But it's you're right. I mean, there is a website. There should be a website, and you're kind of giving me an idea of something we should put on our own website, and we don't have that, you know. And, you know, just kind of some explanations of the basics like this. Yeah, good idea. Can we pick up on one little thing we talked about last week, just kind of an add-on?
Sure.
You know, I was talking about last week I was just kind of in this whole Levitt mindset and how excited I was about the Levitt, and just, man, our downtown is red hot, and we were in Omaha over the 4th, and I mean, some people are saying our downtown's hotter than the old market, and send us some emails, or, tell us what you think, because sometimes it's hard for us to be objective. I got a couple of comments that was kind of interesting. Joni from Sioux Falls said, I agree, the old market in Omaha may start to be looking a little tired, but in their defense, the buildings are a little older. Maybe they're going for a little different theme or vibe than we are. Dan from Vermilion guy said, Sioux Falls downtown's definitely better than Omaha. We've got the Sculpture Walk. Now we've got the Arc of Dreams. And so one in the Sioux Falls column. Allison from Brandon. Omaha, hard to compare. They're at another level, city size-wise and all that. They've got the interstate there, cobblestone streets, horse carriages.
They've got the interstate there. We got 2 interstates.
Not taking us into downtown.
Oh.
Yeah.
How close do you have to be?
Well, I mean, that is one of the comments we hear a lot about our downtown, is it'd be nice to have a freeway or a 229 or something going into downtown. But Allison did also comment but Sioux Falls downtown is very charming and getting better every day. So anyway, just kind of fun feedback. I've got a new email address for specific questions that I created. And it's continue to weigh in, because this is kind of fun. Which do you like better? I'm not going to say which is better. I don't want to piss Omaha off. But oops, can I say that?
It's too late now.
But our new email address, I hope this flows nicely. I made it up myself. SFRE, Sioux Falls Real Estate, QANDA. So SFREQA @gmail.com is an email address. You can send questions to us at any time that we can talk about on this show, that you can weigh in on Sioux Falls or Omaha downtown, and anything else you might want to know and might want to talk about.
That Ron Nelson's amazing. I didn't ask him any questions that he couldn't answer this morning. Couldn't think of any, because you probably would have.
I don't want to look stupid. So none of us want to look stupid,
I don't mind
especially me.
Being example A that didn't know, having been in real estate, but I would ask somebody that knew before I would talk to a client, a customer, or somebody that had just called.
Well, and again, the reason is just the stakes are huge, so it's just not a do-it-yourself business.
And the Real Estate Association would expect us to take care of that. How do they find you?
Nelson Commercial Real Estate, or on the web with all our contact information is ncommercial.com for short.
All right, Ron, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Bill. Enjoy New Orleans.